Welcome to the first video of this section. In particular, we're going to understand the differences between static and interactive maps and look at the various platforms available for web mapping. Finally, we'll look at the R packages available to plot spatial data on WebGIS platforms. Look at this map. I created this using global CO2 emission data available from the World Bank. I merged these data with the Natural Earth dataset we used several times already in this course, and then I plotted the results on Google Maps. The great advantage of interactive maps compared with static ones is the fact that viewers can readily access the raw data we use for the analysis. This way they can not only understand that one country emits more CO2 than another, but also know exactly the difference between the two in numbers. This is extremely important, and it can only be done with interactive maps. In Volume 1 we learned how to save our data in KML, which provides a similar level of details. However, to use KML, users would need to have Google Earth installed in their system, while web maps can be accessed with a standard browser. A good example of web maps is provided by Google, which can be employed to access spatial data from any device. Another example is the OpenStreetMap, which is very similar to Google Maps, but is totally free and open source. For the end user, both services look very similar. However, for developers, for example, researchers who want to plot their data on these platforms, the fact that it's open source is very important. In fact, to show Google Maps from our website, we would need to register to the Google Maps API, which is free for occasional users, but not for advanced users. OpenStreetMaps are always free. You may think that plotting spatial data on these two platforms may be difficult and may even involve learning new programming languages such as JavaScript. If we want to do it with the traditional method, this would be true. However, R provides two extremely powerful packages that allow us to show how results on both platforms with ease. The first is Plot Google Maps, which provides a service to allow plotting various spatial data on Google Maps. The second is Leaflet R, which uses Leaflet to plot spatial data on OpenStreetMaps. At the end of this section, you'll be perfectly able to use both packages. In this video, we introduced the concept of web maps and looked at the platforms and R packages to plot our data as web maps.